Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Growing Orchids in Jamaica. Now, persons may ask, do you have problems in your garden? Because your garden is so beautiful. The answer is a resounding yes. So if you want to see how I take care of the snails in my garden, just stay tuned right after this intro. Now look at this plant. This is one of my dendrobium plant that I have on the outside in the full sun. And yesterday morning when I came out, this was what I saw. It was eaten up all over. And I started my investigation. And when you look right there, do you know what that is? That's actually slug or snail poop. And so I got to work. Now, once I recognize that I have a snail or a slug problem, I have my special potion that I put together that takes care of them. And so I went, look at these again, how badly eaten up they are. And this is a nightmare for any plant grower, whether it be orchid or otherwise. And so I went to work. Now, what I tend to do is to use whatever molluscicide that I have that I can put in a liquid form. This is another one that was badly eaten when I came to do my morning walk yesterday morning. And this tells me that I need to get to work because I need to get rid of these snails and slugs that are actually damaging my plant. And worst of all, what they tend to do, they tend to eat the section of the plant that where the new growth tend to come, and that really damages the plant. And when the plant is damaged in the area that it should be growing, then of course you know it could actually kill that plant. And so I went to work. Right, I'm going to share with you just how I actually make I call it my slug magic potion. So I just cut these in small pieces, and these are actually the skin from plantain, banana, or any other kind of food or ground provision that you have, and I just cut them. So I can use ripe bananas, I can use green bananas, plantain, potatoes, and I just cut them in small pieces like that. This is from plantain. Just dice them. Simple dice them like that. And once that is done, I place it in a plastic bag. Ensure that you wear your gloves to protect yourself. So I place the cuttings in a plastic bag. If you want to cut them smaller, you can cut them smaller or bigger, depending on your choice. But I like to cut them like this because when I cut them like this, I get a wider spread. And once I do this, put that aside. I take my slug guard, which is a liquid slug bait, or anything with metaldehyde in it, and I just pour a small amount on this. Small amount. That small amount could be like a teaspoon. Then sometimes I add a little bit of water on it, and I basically shake it and mix it together. And as I said, sometimes I put a little bit of water on it just to aid the spread. And once this is evenly spread or cover the cuttings adequately, what I then do is just drop this in different areas in the garden, and that's it. And it works like a charm. After setting the bait last night, I got up this morning to see what was taking place, and voila, these are what I found in the garden this morning. Where I tell you, when you set this bait, doesn't matter where these sluggers are, they will come and they will eat that bait and you will get them. Now look right here in my greenhouse. Look there, a number of other snails that I find in the garden, crippled from my bait that I set last night. Just look at them. This is another section, and this is actually in a pot right here. And yes, I tell you, this concoction works really beautifully. There you can count 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And this is on my table with my oncidiums and other plants. And there's another one right under there. Let's see if I can. Right, and this is how they get into my plants and eat off my blooms. Look at what they did to this spike. They stripped it. So of course I had to do something to get rid of them. Now just look in between here. You would have noticed, right? And this is about 9 o'clock and he's still out. So that is telling me that the bait is actually working. He's not dead, but I will definitely have to take it off and actually squash it. So this is what's going on out here in the night. Look at what they did to my plant and the amount that's there. And I look down here, there's another one right here. So by the time you come out in the mornings, you're not seeing them, but they are there. See, right here. So they have been having a ball in my garden to the detriment of my plants. Now there is another one right down here. Now look at him. So I'll take him out and I'll squash him. I had no clue that so many of them were in my garden. And look at this other one right down here in the middle of this one. I'm trying to take him out right there. I tell you, this little area had so many of them, and I would come out at night and actually try to take them off the plant physically, but I mean, you're not gonna get all of them, and that is why it becomes necessary at times to actually set some baits, because that is how you'll now get those that you did not get. This is what happened to my blooms when the snails or the slugs consume it, and it makes it really unattractive. So because I set the bait last night, Let me see if I can find. You can actually see the trail. I'm not sure if you're able to see it down there, but there is one right down there, right there, that got the bait last night. My. This is what they do to my plants in the night and make my plants unattractive. And this is how I take care of the snails and the slugs from out of my garden. So after doing this, I should be free from them for some time, and it would be a good thing to apply this treatment again, perhaps in another month or so. So those baby ones that would be left, you'll now take care of those, so that I have beautiful and lush blooms. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and so you never miss another video, please subscribe to my channel. And as we say in Jamaica, just follow back on me. This is the Orchid Doc, and I am growing orchids in Jamaica.